everyone, welcome back to Skate Journey, and welcome back to episode 12 of my tutorial series, So You Want to Start Skateboarding. Today we'll be looking at tray flips. Unfortunately, I'm really washed up, so my trays are not as good as they used to be, but anyway, without further ado, let's get to the tutorial. Prerequisite tricks. So the two tricks you should learn before trays are the kick flip and the varial flip. You do not need to learn 360 shoves for this trick. Foot positioning. So the foot positioning for the tray can be a little bit awkward. The front foot is pretty much the same as a varial kick flip, but the back foot is the most important part. You really want those toes hanging off of the tail like a lot. You either have it like that, like kind of straight out, or have it slightly angled. Either way is comfortable. The pop. So admittedly, the pop for a tray flip is actually a scoop. It's pretty berserk. So what you want to do is you have your foot with your toes hanging off, and as you pop, you kind of rotate your ankle all the way around to get under the board and kind of scoop it to make it do a 360-degree rotation. The flick. The flick for the tray flip is pretty much the same as the varial flip. Throwing the tray flip. So the tray is throwable. You're going to start by getting your feet in position, crouching down, pop, flick, scoop. The scoop happens because the board goes sideways for a split second, as you'll see in the first person version. Crouch, pop, flick, scoop, catch with your front foot. Committing and landing your first tray flip. So the tray flip is another trick that I cannot recommend doing stationary. It's so much easier while moving. That was a good 270 flip. Another great 270 flip. I gotta work on this trick. I don't get enough pop anymore. But that's basically what it looks like from this angle. I think the detail is more refined in the first person videos, however. So you can see here I crouch down, I pop and I scoop. I do kind of a little flick. It's mostly about the scoop on this one. But my issue is that I can't pop as high as I used to. And because of that, the rotation does not go all the way around. But this is basically the movement of the tray flip. Common mistakes. And the first most common mistake is, as always, just not committing to the trick. So what happens with every single advanced trick is you get so used to just throwing it and catching it and just putting your back foot down on the ground immediately that you don't actually try to jump for it when the time comes to commit. Again, as always, to fix this, simply just jump with the trick. Always jump with the trick, even when it's as crazy as getting this crazy scoop on the tray flip. Just jump with it and you're more likely to land it. You gotta just keep practicing, just keep practicing. The second most common mistake that I see very often with tray flips is if someone leans back a little bit too much as they pop. Now what happens with this is it makes the board rotate and fly way ahead of the skater. This is a common thing with tray flips where keeping your shoulders above the bolts is imperative to landing the tray flip. Same thing with this mistake. Now I see this one more often actually, leaning forward too much. That makes the board land behind you. Again, the tray flip is like a free-form flip trick where basically any little mistake can make the board completely go a different direction. To fix this, just again, keep your shoulders in line with the bolts and stay centered on the board. You lean forward too much, you'll land behind you. Lean back too much, you'll land ahead of you. Another common mistake I see very often is not completing the flip. Now, this can happen for multiple reasons. For example, that one I just did, it looked like I didn't pop high enough, but it could also mean that you're not flicking hard enough. Although the scoop is the most important part of the tray flip, the flip is also really important, getting a good flick. So, to fix that, either flick harder or pop higher, or both. Maybe put your foot a little bit lower too. And And lastly, the most common mistake I see, and the one I'm currently struggling with, is not completing the rotation. See, for me personally, I know why. It's because I don't have enough pop to complete the 360-degree rotation. But usually it just means you're not scooping hard enough. So scoop more or pop higher. Well guys, thanks for watching. That was the infamous Tre Flip. Anyway, I'm sorry that my trays were really sketchy, but here's proof that I used to be able to do them well. Alright, ignore that last one. That was not great. But anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next week. I upload videos every Saturday. Don't forget to subscribe to support me. See you next week.